This gentleman is a gentleman, and I love him very much. He's been a very good friend to me. He helps me with this show every single month. You can see him performing all around the city. He's very funny. He's doing the Kaboom Pow Tappers show on June 26th. And you can also check him out up in Broad Ripple at the Sunday show at the Black Circle on June 29th. And you can find him on Instagram. He's always doing shows. So please check him out. Please welcome to the stage your favorite elderly gay, Sean Hayes.
I am an elder gay. I own it. Huh? Wait, did you say elderly? My name is Sean Hayes. I'm coming out as an elderly queer. I am 55, which is 150 years old in gay years. So I'll be the oldest gay that you meet. Yeah. I feel like it's hard to follow up two really good trans stories because, like, I came out in Southern California with all my privilege. So this will be fun. My story is I came out, everyone was like, yay, and then we were done. No, it was a little bit more complicated than that. But yeah, I did realize that I was gay in 1988, and I know I'm fucking old, so if you recall, AIDS was big back then, right? Like AIDS and I were peaking at the same time. Yeah, my first, and I was, okay, so when I figured out that I was gay, like, I had no idea I was gay until, like, I sucked a dick, and then I'm like, oh, the world makes sense. Because prior to that, I thought Madonna was a fucking whore rolling around on the floor on MTV, like, what a bitch. And then she wrote erotica while I was in the 90s and getting into leather, so bless her. And then I thought Depeche Mode, like, what a bunch of fags. Like, I would never. Can I tell you, I rushed to go see them in concert in Toronto last April, and I would do it again. Yeah, love Depeche Mode. They define everything I am. But prior to that, I was very, and it's not like I didn't grow up in a homophobic family or anything. No one talked about any of that, but I wouldn't say necessarily that I was homophobic so much as I was like, that seems too comfortable for me. I don't, want to talk about it. And then one day I got in a fight with my family and drove down to Laguna Beach in Southern California, which at the time was a huge gay mecca, like huge, like just super gay, a lot going on. They had the Boom Boom Room was the bar there. I mean, how gay is that? There was even a guy that wrote a song called the Boom, like Boom Boom Boom, let's go back to my room. Yeah, I saw him sing it at the Boom Boom Room. I'm Sean, I am your elder gay. You're elderly gay. Mind you, I can still walk and I'm gonna outlive my husband and everyone else who's 15 to 30 years younger than me, so fuck off. And I say that directly to my husband who called me an elder. Thank you. So I drove down to Laguna Beach, I was like a bee to the hive. Like, I just ended up in this super gay area. I had never heard about Laguna Beach unless I did subconsciously. I didn't know where all the gays were. And I drove down and I parked like 2 streets. And the way Laguna is, it's like PCH goes along the coast, and then there's little streets that take you to the cliff, where if you're a dramatic, young, not knowing you're gay yet person, you can sit there on the bench and dream about jumping off and dying and being eaten by dolphins. Dolphins don't eat people, but it sounds gay. So I was sitting on this bench and I was like, I'm sad. And then this guy drove around like 3 times in his very old Jeep Grand Cherokee, and like any good 18-year-old who's looks like he's 15, I jumped right in his car and went to his house. Yeah. Girl, that's how we do it. We didn't have Netflix and chilled. We have get in my car and fuck. So we drove to his house. He's like, do you want to come to my house and like drink beer and watch a movie? That was the Netflix chill of 1988. And I was like, of course I do, let's go. No idea what was happening. No idea. Went to his house, and I was a skinny little, I wasn't the bear daddy elderly person I am today. I was a skinny little twink, blonde hair, blue-eyed. I probably looked 16, 15 years old, and went to his house, and Paul put on a porno, Like, I didn't know that this was the movie that we were going to be watching. And so then we did a bunch of gay sex. Never had sex before in my entire life. I mean, I learned how to masturbate at 12, and if I smell my grandmother's Oil of Olay lotion, I get very horny. Because I spent a lot of weekends at my grandmother's house, and my uncle was only a few years older than me, and he taught me how to masturbate. Like again, we were like the same age. It was like a brother, not like my 40-year-old uncle. He was like 4 years older. So yeah, I love Oil of Olay lotion. So when I left Paul's house, I was like, and what's funny is I lost my virginity to Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. Yeah. By the way, I manipulate. I'm so good at manipulating my life the way I want it sometimes. I traded my very expensive UB40 import CD for his Eurythmics CD that had Sweet Dreams Are Made of This on it. So I have that same CD to this day. Yeah. Every now and then I look at it and I kiss it. And so Sweet Dreams were made of that. Like I walked out of Paul's house and I'm like, oh my God, this is it. Like I'm gay, you know? And then life was wonderful. Like my coming out wasn't bad. Like I like to say I put in the hard work for all the gays coming after me because I was outed at work later on when I was outed, and that was at Disneyland. Yeah, it was the gayest place on earth back then too. But it was like gay during AIDS, right? So like they didn't talk about it. Like they knew who the gays were, and it was like, Sean, don't hang out with him. He's gay. I'm like, oh, good. Then I'll hang out with him more. And but it was like, you know, if a gay breathed on you, you were gonna die of AIDS, right? Like it was that sort of era, so people didn't talk about it. But then when I was outed, because I had a boyfriend living with me, that's a whole nother 8-minute story. He was living with me at my grandmother's house because I was 19. I was living with my grandparents because I got in a fight with my family, so I moved in with my grandparents. And he infiltrated my life, and I was like, this is how I was outed. I was like, how do I get rid of him? Like, I didn't know how to get rid of him. He stole my American Express card. He got a job at Disneyland in the same department. Like, I couldn't shake this guy free. If you have to break into their house to pick them up and crawl in their bedroom window and bring them to your house, no, one, they're never leaving, and two, that's a huge red flag. Just say, no thank you, and leave them. So my grandmother, Alan lived with us like 6 months. My grandmother went through my room, and she found cum towels and love letters, which will be the name of my Netflix special when it comes out, so look for it. I think I'm gonna make, I need to make some merch that's like cum towels and love letters, right? Yeah, I will do that. So she found that, and then she sat us down, and my little short Irish Catholic grandmother and my very tall Mexican grandfather, and she's like, I found these things in a room, what's going on, what are you doing to the family, you can't be gay, you know, if you don't change, I'm gonna shoot you dead. And which sounds dramatic, but I was my grandmother's favorite, so I'm like, she is never gonna kill me. Like, grandma can't live without me. But I knew that this was gonna mean her kicking Alan out of the house. This is the best way to break up with somebody ever, is to have your grandmother threaten to kill you if you remain who you are. So she kicked him out of the house. Then he went on to tell everybody at Disneyland about my crazy grandmother that kicked him out. He had no place to live and blah, blah, blah. So I just watched my gayness spread like wildfire, which was amazing because then I didn't have to tell anybody. And then now, and that was 36 and a half years ago. So throughout my life, whenever I run into people who don't know I'm gay, I'm like, weren't you there? There was an announcement in 1991 at Disneyland, where have you been? But my grandmother and my mother did something really funny because they thought that one way to change me, and that's why I passed out chocolate on the front row. There was chocolate corsets that I made because they gave me chocolate boobs. I guess they thought if I ate a chocolate boob, I would then be straight. I feel like I'd be disappointed that real boobs didn't taste like chocolate. I mean, I ate those chocolate boobs, but privately, I didn't give them the satisfaction of watching me, I didn't want them to get off on me, eating boobs, and be like, oh my God, look, he's gay. But anyway, so that was my coming out. My coming out wasn't, I don't know, I feel like it's so, when you really think about it, coming out never stops, right? It goes on forever. I have to tell the electric company that my husband will be home or whatever, which was funny when I told Peterman Brothers, because they're like, oh, you're gay, that's great. They were so excited. But for me, it's never been hard. So I I really want to put it to as we end this. Like, think about the younger generation and the generation that's out now. You know, when I came out, we had gay and we had lesbian. We didn't think bis were real, and it's true. I'm sorry, we were horrible people. And we also, gay men didn't have consent until about 5 years ago. So, you know, we learned. But like for the trans community who are having to come out twice, you know, as they figure out their sexuality and then they figure out their identity. And, you know, even like 3 years ago, I was painting my nails and I felt so like scared to do it. And then I was like, you know what? There are 8-year-olds and 12-year-olds right now who are putting on dresses and painting their nails and doing what they want to do. And I'm 50-something years old. Like, what do I have to be afraid of? What's going to happen to me? You know, I already live a world of privilege and stuff. And so, I don't know, just keep that in mind as you think about the younger generation and all the different identities and all the way people are coming out. And I try to keep it in mind because I do come from a place, I mean, came out in West Hollywood. My parents never cared that I was gay. We don't talk now, and if I wish it was because I was gay, like that would be easier to come out. It's just because they're assholes, you know? I'm like, I'd rather be your fag. Even my mom thinks I'm gonna burn in hell in week chat, you know? Like, it's not an issue. So, anyways, I give it up to everybody who came before me because they all had it much harder and much more challenging, especially the trans community and stuff. So, love yourself, be you, and, you know, coming out is many different things, not just being gay, but it's coming out as all sorts of things. So, love yourself, have a good night. This has been your elderly gay. Thank you.
Keep it going for your favorite elderly gay, Sean Hayes. Whoops! I didn't mean to say that. You can see how young and spry he is. Yeah, he's just... Anyways, we're gonna drop it. Thank you again.